Okay, we're going to go over the masculine and feminine aspects of what reality is with regards to Mystery Babylon. The individual that you're looking at here, I put the purple glasses on there for a reason so you'd understand it's someone looking at you. The right hand side is the feminine, the left hand side is the masculine. And why am I showing you this? Well, universally amongst the mystery schools, the right hand side is the the unseen, the feminine. The light side, the left side, the masculine is always that which is a perceptible reality. Okay, it's something you can behold with your five senses. The right hand side is only that which is of the mind. It cannot be seen, it cannot be acted upon, it cannot be perceived until one takes action. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, if I have anger in my mind towards my neighbor and I'm really mad, unless I show it a scowl on my face or take action and strike out at him, he'll never know that I'm angry unless he sees it in my body language or my actions. Does that make sense? Okay. Now again, these aspects are used to manipulate and twist things around, but as we go, I hope it'll make a little bit more sense. The next slide is going to show this same aspect of the feminine and masculine, but I'm going to show it from your perspective through your eyes. So you have right hand side of an individual looking at you, feminine, left hand side, masculine. This time what we're looking at here is left hand, your left hand side as you're looking at the screen, right hand, your right hand side as you're looking at the screen, your brain, your cerebellum, your spinal cord. Okay, I'm wanting you to see it from your vantage point. And you have the two pillars, and the next couple of slides I'm going to break this stuff down a little bit more. It's going to be enlarged, but if you'll notice, the left hand side controls the right hand side of your brain, the left hand side of your brain controls the right hand side of your body. The right hand side of your brain controls the left hand side of your body. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's break this down. Again, looking at you on the right hand side is the feminine. On the left hand side is the masculine, something that is perceptible. Okay, well, why are we looking at the left hand side as being red and the right hand side being blue? Well, red is, look at it this way, if you have a fire, you can see a fire. But if I have a bad thought, I can't see a bad thought. It's black or it's blue. Why the blue? Blue represents water. Your water of your mind. It's endless. It's vast. The Bible makes reference to many things, like your mind being an abyss, the bottomless pit. Okay, they're allegorical references to your mind. Your imagination is endless. Jesus said, narrow is the way to the Father. Straight shot. But your brain is endless in imagination to be able to think and do things. That's what makes the broad gate the destructive gate. Okay, let's move on to the star. Okay, if a star is pointed up, it doesn't necessarily have to be white. It can be any color. It can even be black. As long as it's pointed up, that is a good sign. That is showing you something of benevolence or neutrality. If it is pointed down, again, it does not matter the color. They're showing you malevolence, something that is generally leaning towards wickedness, death, deceit, destruction. You have the sun, you have the moon, you have a triangle pointed up, we have a triangle pointed down. Triangle pointing up is the phallus. Triangle pointing down is the vagina. The perceptible left-hand side is the positive. The imperceptible, invisible, hidden right-hand side is that which is negative. Now, is this in stone? No, it's a concept. The reason they tell you and they try to express, oh, it's so bad, the right-hand side, it's not bad at all. From the Creator God's perspective, this is the goodness. Anything that's imperceptible reality that man cleaves to is the badness. Okay? It's a concept. It'll make more sense, I hope, as we go on. Let's continue. All right, let's start breaking this down. Again, you're looking at your left hand brain, your right hand brain. Masculine, feminine, yang, yin, white, black, positive, negative. You guys can go through this. I want you to hone in on this one right here. Let's look at destruction and creation. Now think of that from a feminine perspective. It makes perfect sense. Throughout history, by and large, men went to war and waged destruction. Whereas throughout history, by and large, women have stayed home, had babies, they create another human being, and they nurture. That's just the way it is. They use reality of what the polar opposites in society against mankind to manipulate and intimidate. Let's continue on. All right, again, we left off with destruction and creation. We'll continue on down. I want to hone in right here on this one, intimidation and manipulation. If a man is trying to get his way, he'll swell up. He'll try to look ferocious and mean to try to intimidate another. Animals do this all the time. Whereas a woman will manipulate. She uses manipulation. I've seen it. You've seen it in the movies. Woman gets pulled over by the police, and she quickly will unbutton, one or two buttons at the top of her blouse. The cop can see the top of her breasts. She'll, fling her hair over to the side, and she'll bat her eyes at the officer. Oh, officer, what have I done? She'll try to manipulate him to get his mind to give her mercy. Does that make sense? It's that simple. Okay? Look at it this way. Men typically think and look at life from a tangible perspective of absolute reality. He uses his five senses. Men are more swayed with porn, whereas women are more swayed with imagination. They don't typically look at porn. Women will go to a romance novel, and they'll read words, and they'll let those words give them mental pictures. It's word porn for a woman, a romance novel. You don't believe me? Look at a romance novel next time you're in a bookstore. They're pretty filthy, pretty sultry. So, moving on. All right, go down through here, and I want you to take note of providence and sorcery. Providence, try to define it here so you can understand it. The science and art of influencing change in accordance with Yah's will, the Creator God's will around you. Do the right thing so that you have a good life and you're able to prosper. But you're not cleaving to this reality. Okay? Sorcery is the science and art of influencing change in accordance with man's ego. Now, if you look at it and you think about it, wait a minute. This sorcery sounds more like something you would do if you're trying to live and gain the world. Yes, but it only occurs from your brain until you act upon your five senses on the left-hand side. Providence says, okay, I'm going to let the Spirit of the Lord guide me and only utilize the things around me just for sustaining life. That's the same concept. All right, in the Bible, Boaz is on the left-hand side of the porch. Jachin is on the right-hand side of the porch. Boaz term means life is fleeting. Again, this life is going to be over someday, and we're going to have to answer for all our doing. Jachin is he, as in God, the Creator God, shall establish. There's a hereafter. I believe in that. Whether you do or not, I'm hoping you do, and I'm hoping these videos will help you understand how you're manipulated and intimidated in society, and that you'll learn to recognize and totally give up the ego of wanting to have more and have the fancy houses and cars and all that. It's not worth it, people. It's not. It's a concept. Now, how do they tie these two together? Let's move forward and look at this. This is the cornucopia. Most of the time, you'll see some type of a depiction like this around Thanksgiving. You have the basket that's long and basically shaped like a funnel, and you have the fruits and vegetables that are coming out, the yield, the produce. Okay? And what's the point behind it? Well, they're showing you the ancient mysteries right in front of your face, and you don't get it. They're showing you the masculine, the feminine, the androgyny right there. Let's move on. Now, how does that happen? Well, again, the inside is that which is unseen, the vagina, the mind. The outside is what is affected by your perceptible reality, your five senses. Okay? It's reason. Inside you think, you reason, and you manipulate the outside, that which is around you. You have consciousness and thought inside. But to take action is to utilize one of the five senses or more to do something. That's the point. A lot of people have seen this little piece of jewelry. Most often it's referred to as the Italian horn, but it's not necessarily Italian. It's just showing you the horn of plenty, the cornucopia. This is an old campaign poster. What I'm trying to get you to look at here is the woman, and she's wearing the Phrygian cap, the masculine. But it's a woman. Look at it and think about it. Outside of the cap is masculine. And what is it producing? The feminine, the wisdom, that which is hidden within. That's what they're trying to tell you. We're in the know. So you're kind of stretching it here. I'm not too sure about that. Well, let's keep looking. Again, this is the United States Army seal. And you'll notice, again, right in the middle, the Phrygian cap. We don't use those in our military. Okay? Think about it. Here's another picture. Lady Liberty. Again, you'll see the Phrygian cap, but you'll say, well, it's flanked and trimmed in white stripes and then a blue border with some white stars. They put some decorations on it, but it's still a Phrygian cap. We've seen this all around us. We're brainwashed. We're so numb to it, we don't recognize and even notice it. But it all goes back to esoteric mystery Babylon. This is an old coin from 1877. Again, it has Liberty right here on the border, and it's a Phrygian cap. Here's another coin, a commemorative coin. Let's see, it's commemorating 4th of July, 1776, and again, Phrygian cap right behind the goddess Wisdom, Liberty. Goes by many names. This is a campaign poster from France, and notice the lady's wearing the fleur-de-lis. That's a study in and of itself. We're going to cover that topic later on in another video. But again, she's wearing the Phrygian cap. Here's a statue. Well, how about that? He's wearing a Phrygian cap. Oh, another statue. How about that? What do you know? He's wearing that old Phrygian cap as well. Now, this is just a close-up look at Mithra. This is the entire statue, and this is just a close-up look. He's wearing the Phrygian cap, and he's slaying the bull. That's a study in and of itself, and I'll probably wind up making a video over that too. You say, well, these are just old, ancient stuff. Nobody utilizes and references stuff anymore. Really? How about the United States Senate? Right there on their seal, the Phrygian cap. They're showing you they're in the know. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that everyone that's a member of the Senate is in the know, but the powers that be, the elite in the Senate, the ones that have been there the longest, they are in the know to a certain extent. How deep it goes with them, I do not know. They are controlled. They're manipulated. So, at any rate, let's keep going. Another coin from 1915. And again, you'll notice the Phrygian cap. All right, here's George Washington. And if you do some homework on this, I just took a little snapshot of the painting that's in the entire, it's right in the top of the rotunda in the United States Capitol. And it's a big circle. It's got a bunch of angels and people around him. Well, this is George Washington, and the name of it is the Apotheosis. If you do some homework and understand what the term apotheosis means, it means attaining godhood. They're telling you that George Washington was so great, he attained godhood. He became a god, which I think is a fallacious lie. It's a bunch of poop. But at any rate, my point is, on his right hand side is the goddess wisdom, Sophia. What do you know? She's wearing the Phrygian cap. It's a concept, people. They utilize this stuff. It's all around us. And they brainwash us, from childhood to numb us to it, so we don't ask questions. You just accept it. And what do I mean by that? From childhood, they've been brainwashed us to numb us to this. Oh yeah. Recognize this little fella, Papa Smurf? You're numb to it. You see him wearing it, you don't question it. You see all the other statues, I've been seeing this since I was a little kid, so it's no big deal. All right, again, we're taking baby steps here to bring you up to speed. I'll probably make 2, maybe 3 more videos in this 101 series before I start getting into some of the meat and potatoes of some of this stuff. So, again, remember always, think Jesus.